Hi everyone, welcome to class. My name is Jess and today I'm going to be guiding you through this tutorial on Bakasana Crow Pose. So this class is designed for every single level, whether you're just starting out and learning the basic foundations or if you're advancing on to poses such as flying crow or crane pose. This is the class for you. Make sure you've warmed up your wrists and when you're ready, let's meet in downward facing dog. I'll see you there. When you arrive in downward facing dog, just starting to press through your hands evenly, begin to lengthen up through your arms and wrap those triceps towards your face, finding this external rotation through the shoulder girdle. So as if anyone was beside you, they wouldn't be able to see your armpits. This is the basic alignment that we'd need in our arm balance. Let's go ahead and rise the right leg to the sky. Inhale, three-leg dog. On your exhale, bend into the right knee, open into your hip, really squeezing that right heel towards the left glute. Parallel the shoulders, lengthen out through your arms. Slowly shift forward, stepping the right foot to the outside of your right hand. Nice. Gently dip the hips down, gaze forward, pull the heart through, inhale. On your exhale, take a big step forward with the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Let the hips sink down, bring the hands to heart, using your elbows, prop the knees open into Malasana. Breathe in, nice long spine here. On your exhale, plant your hands down, shoulder distance apart, and you're going to hop off the feet into downward facing dog, landing with bent knees and then straightening out the legs. Let's go again, rising up this time, our left leg to the sky. Inhale, three-leg dog. On your exhale, bend the knee, open into your hips, squeezing left heel to right glute, lengthening arms, wrapping triceps into the face. On your exhalation, shift high to the right tiptoes, hug the left knee to the left tricep, step it down, outside edge of left hand. Dip the hips down, don't let the knee touch the ground, pull the chest through, inhale. On your exhale, big stretch forward with that right foot, land it to the outside of the hand. Sink the hips down, hands to heart, inhale, lengthen. On your exhale, land the hands, little hop back, or you're welcoming to step back if you'd rather, into downward facing dog. Let's go again, one more each side, a little bit quicker if you'd like. Breathe in, rise the right leg up, bend knee, open hip. Exhale, right foot, outside edge of right hand. Breathe in, dip the hip, pull the chest through. Exhale, step the left foot to the outside of left hand. Breathe in, hands to heart, Malasana, lift tall. Exhale, land the hands down, big hop back into downward facing dog. Go ahead with the left side, rise the left leg. Inhale, bend knee, open hip. Exhale, left foot, outside edge of left hand. Breathe in, pull the heart through, dip hips down. Exhale, step the right foot to the outside of the hand. Breathe in for Malasana, lifting tall, lengthening from root to crown of head. Exhale, land your hands, big hop back into downward facing dog. Straighten out the legs, give yourself a little bend and stretch of the knees. Take a little sway of the hips side to side. Amazing. Now from here, we're going to gently step into a Malasana at the top of the mat. Let the hips sink down, bring the hands to your heart center. We're going to work with our first alignment, which is our crow pose, but with knees on the triceps. So this is the very, very start of learning this pose. If you feel like you're a little bit more advanced, feel free to skip forward until you find the point that is right for you in this practice. Hands are shoulder distance apart. Gently open them out slightly so they're facing 1 o'clock and 11 o'clock instead of straight forward. Give your hands a little flop and land them down. From here, lift up your hips in line with your knees and squeeze your knees to your triceps. So really push your knees into the arms and push the arms back into your knees. So we've got this deep compression going on here. Engage your core a lot and then look forward. Grip your fingertips into the floor so the middle knuckles start to lift, but the palms sooks down to the ground. Start to push off your toes, leaning forward. Squeeze those knees in. Squeeze the thighs to the triceps. Try and lift up one foot, land it down. See if you can lift up the other. And then maybe you can play around with lifting up both feet. So it does require a little bit of strength and flexibility through our wrists, but it's primarily a balance of weight, a weight transfer. Okay, lovely. Give your wrists a little roll out. If that was a little bit too much or you're not ready to move on, then feel free to just keep practicing at that level where you are. We're going to land the hands down and now move on to step 2, which is the full Bakasana Crow Pose, where the knees rest on your elbows. So if you take a little bend of your elbow right now, you'll see that there's one little knobble, and then there's 2 in your knees, generally, for most of us. Okay? Just above your elbow, there's squishy muscle here. This is going to be hard to balance on. But if you come right to the very end, you can see this nice flat part on your elbow, and this is where we want to rest the knee, not on the arm, but right on the edge of the elbow. Got it? Land your hands down, lift your hips up. We're going to wrap the shoulders in, so those triceps are wrapping in. This brings us external rotation, which brings us stability and strength in our shoulders. Bend the elbows back about 30%, and then land your knees onto your elbows. You got it? If it's not quite locked in place, take a little wriggle around until you've got it there. Again, suction cup your palms to the ground, let the middle knuckles lift, and then grip into your fingertips until they change color. Look forward and begin to press off your toes. Gaze past your mat, so not to the ground, but forward towards the ground. Nice. Maybe you can align your belly button or 2 inches above between your base of support here. So the more you come forward, the easier it's going to be to then lift one heel into the butt and then try lifting the other heel in. If the heels are lifting, bring the big toes to touch and squeeze the heels in so the legs are active. The more active your body is, the lighter it becomes, the easier it is to hold all of these balancing poses, right? Have you ever tried to pick someone up when they're sleeping and they're dead weight? It's really challenging. So we want to engage all the muscles so it's easier to lift, okay? Nice. So another top tip here I'm just going to give you is where our hands are. This is our base of support, okay? So not just the hands, but the area in between. And in order to balance, the physics of our balance is that we need to have our center of gravity in line with our base of support. So our center of gravity is generally, for most poses, 2 inches above the belly button. So just around here. If I keep my belly button way back here and not in line with my base of support, I'm never going to be able to lift my feet. But as soon as I align my belly button or just above it in line with my base of support, right between the thumbs, the feet begin to lift. Okay? So have a play around with that. See if that helps you in any way whatsoever. Give your wrists a little roll out. If that's where you're working on, keep working on it. Come back another day and move on to the next stage. If you're ready for stage 3, then this time what we're going to do is we're going to learn our baby crow pose. So this one's a little bit fun. We're going to bring the forearms down to the ground and then come back up onto our tiptoes, okay? And then we want to bring our knees onto our triceps. So squeeze your knees just underneath your armpits. Grip your fingers into the ground, press your palms down, and then push off the toes and lean forward. Begin to protract your shoulders so you're lifting the chest away from the ground. You're not collapsing down. And most of the weight is up in the core and shoulders. We're not pushing too much weight on the arms. From there, see if you can lift one foot, squeeze it to the butt, and maybe even lift up the other. This is our baby crow pose. It's a little bit weird. You probably won't do it too much in class, but it is a lot of fun to practice. Gently lower yourself down. Well done. Give your wrists a roll out. Okay, stage 4. We're moving on to crane pose, where our arms straighten out. Similar idea, but our knees are coming much higher on our arms, into our armpits ideally. So how I like to start this practice is by hugging my armpits into the knees and landing the hands down with the elbows bent. From there, I'm going to come up onto my tiptoes really, really high. Bend the arms back a little bit and grip the fingers. So see this degree of angle that I'm resting my knees on? Now this one involves a lot more core than you think and a lot more protraction. So slowly come up onto just your big toes, lean forward. Squeeze one heel in towards your butt. And then do your best to then lift the other heel in towards the butt. From there, we want to straighten the arms and protract the shoulders so the chest is pulling as far away from the ground as you can. Now, this one is super intense for the wrists. We do need quite a lot of wrist flexibility for our crane pose. So you might be at the point where we're just starting to lean into the arms, pull one heel in, lower it down, pull the other heel in, lower it down. If both heels are lifting, push through the hands, straighten out through the arms, and really think of protracting through the shoulders, drawing the chest away from the ground to get that full curvature through the spine and full engagement through our shoulders. So that is our crane pose. Little clap there. And now we're going to move on to stage 5. Stage 5 is flying crow. So there's a few stages within flying crow that I'm going to break down for you right now. So remember, you can pause this video at any point and keep practicing over what you have been doing. So for our flying crow pose, we need to have our basic alignment of Bakasana, of crow pose. So our knees are on the elbows for this one. We lean forward and our heels are squeezing in. Now the first exercise we're going to do before we can move into flying crow, which looks like this. So this is flying crow pose. We're going to do 2 strengthening exercises that you can add into your daily practice to help you come into this pose. So the first one we're going to do is from Bakasana. We come forward, we squeeze the heels in, and I want you to push through both hands evenly. Try not to weight transfer. Squeeze your left inner thigh, hug it to the center, and then rest it back on the elbow. Go again with the right, squeeze the knee in, and then land it back on the elbow. Okay, so knees drawing in and out. I'll see if there's a better alignment. I'll move to this side here so you can see. So let's go one more time. If you're with me, come into Bakasana Crow Pose. Squeeze the heels in, squeeze the big toes up together. Bring your right knee in towards the center, place it on the elbow. Bring the left knee into center, place it on the elbow. And then relax. Give your wrists a roll out. So this is stage 1 of our practicing for flying crow. Stage 2, what we're going to do is bring one knee onto the elbow, or come into this Bakasana alignment, sorry. And then keep your left knee on the elbow, hug your right knee to the chest. You're going to extend the leg back and then pull it in. And we're going to go for 5, and in. 4, so the glutes super fired up with the right side. 3, and the hamstring. For 2, really high and extend it. 1, bring it in, land the foot down. Again, give your wrists a roll out. Well done. We're going to do the same with the left leg. So when you're ready, land the hands down. The right knee comes onto the right elbow, left knee on left, as if you're moving forward into crow, but instead, we're going to pull the left knee in. When you're ready, keeping the arms straight and strong, fire the leg out, pull it in. Fired it out, and in. 3 more, and in. For 2, and in. Last one for 1. Bring it in, land the foot down, Give yourself a moment to relax, maybe reverse prayer with the hands. Okay, and then what we want to do now is piece these two strengthening movements together to find our flying crow pose. So, for flying crow, I'll give you a quick demo, and then I'll give you some time just to practice wherever you are at. Elbows are on the knees, sorry, the knees are on the elbows. So we're going to lean forward, lift up your toes, squeeze the right knee into center, fire it up, squeeze it in, land it on the elbow. Left knee in, fire it up, bring the knee in, land it on the elbow. You got it? Okay, let's see, one more round. When you're ready, we're pulling the knee in, extending it back. Remember, your base of support is your palms and the space around them. And we want our center of gravity 2 inches above the belly button, in that line, in your base of support, right in the center. And keep all of that stability, all of that strength, lower ribs pulling in, protraction, external rotation, and everything put together, as well as that engagement through the glutes and the legs. You're going to find stability, no worries whatsoever. Nice. Okay, well done guys. I hope you enjoyed today's practice. If you have any questions on Bakasana Crow Pose, Flying Crow, Baby Crow, or even Crane Pose, drop it in the comments box below and I will be sure to get back to you. Hope you enjoyed this class. If you did, please give it a little thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It's a small act of kindness that helps me continue to share these classes for free on YouTube. So thank you so much again. Namaste.